Hi, how are you going? Gail here with psychic, spiritual, clairvoyant, mediumship, all of those things. But rusty, haven't done this for a while, sorry. Had it all sorted in my head. This is Radio Kidnappers, Voice of Hawke's Bay, and this is your local radio station, people. I would love it if you have anything to share, anything at all. Don't be shy. Jill and Ken are amazing. They make it really easy for you, just anything. This is the year for you to do something very brave and maybe very scary for you, but you have something unique and special to share, and we'd love it if you would just give it a try. No harm in trying. I make mistakes. Look at what I just fluffled before I started. It doesn't matter, just do what you can. Now, because we need it on the planet, 2021 is a brand new world. We have indeed started a brand new world. Last year, the old world finished. A lot of you will have been going through some pretty uncomfortable experiences, and if you are one of those that has struggled a little bit toward the end of the year particularly, or through the whole year last year, this is your chance this year to sort out now what you want to do in your life, what matters to you, what are you going to take going forward, and what are you going to leave behind. 2020 was like the hurricane. Everything was picked up and thrown in the air, and this year it lands, and now we tidy up. Now we pick things up and we look at, do I want this anymore? Is this useful to me? Or not, put it aside. So if you are one of those who are a bit lost and just feeling a little bit sort of shaken and a bit numb from last year, and if things are still going on in your life, you actually can just simplify things. Simply just as less complications as possible in your life will help. Now, I had a whole lot of things I was going to say about that, but I'll just leave it for now. So, what is that background noise we've got? It's throwing me off something wicked today. Sorry everybody, I've got external vibrations that are really interfering with my talking process. So I'm just going to have a look at my piece of paper and try and keep myself on track. Maybe that's why I wrote some stuff down. We will do the cards in a minute. So, and they are for you personally, because if you're watching this, they're absolutely for you. Now, new world, not just new year and not just new beginnings in your life, but an absolute new attitude, new approach to life. In November 2020, remember that we said to you, think about what you want to do next year, what's important to you. We'd had a lot of time out to just contemplate things, a lot of us, not all of us. You might have actually been able to think about, well, I don't really want to go back to work. So November was just the month to start thinking about that and maybe putting things into action if you could. But this is the year, this is the month when you can actually really make some firm decisions about, maybe doing something that's more important. We're in a scary world. We're in a time where, there is uncertainty. So there's this old saying, and the old saying was, if you only had a few weeks to live, what would you do? Like, would you keep doing what you were doing? Would you keep doing what you were doing? And if not, then look at what else you want to do. I get it about all of the logistical stuff with the bills and everything else. It can be managed in some way. Try not to put too many barriers in your way. Try not to put too many fears in your way, because at the end of the day, the people who are in natural disasters have had everything sorted. And then it's for what? Because the next day everything has changed. That is the world. Everything has changed. So now what are you going to do? And I was going to say to you as well, different age groups of you have different roles to play now. This is an inspiring time. It is an innovative time. We've said that this was coming. Now it's like you need to put you into your life. If you have survived 2020, then you are here for an absolute reason. You have something that is special to offer and to share with others that maybe you can tweak a little bit, or maybe you can do that you've never done before. If you need help to know what you're here for, what your purpose is, how you can put that into practice, come and see me. Just come and see me. You can contact me on 027 4166 545, and I can absolutely help you if you're a little bit unsure about what your gifts are. And I'm talking to the younger age group here. You're very important on the planet. The planet needs you, and the sooner we can get you doing what you're here to do, the better. So, so just contact me if you want to find out, what that entails, and especially if you're in a space in your life where it's not quite working or you're feeling a bit lost, okay? Because you have absolute purpose and we need you. For those of you in your kind of like that have been through the university side of things, have come out the other side and not got, the job that you were looking for, or maybe you're not interested in the job that you were looking for, and looking at maybe, do I have to study again, or do I have, what do I do? Because working at Macca's really wasn't your dream. Then start looking at things you maybe wanted to do when you were little. This is for everyone actually, and it's for you in particular. What did you want to do when you were growing up and playing? Some of you won't have a clue. I had no clue. I didn't even dream about those things or think about those things because I didn't think I was capable of anything. So wherever you fit in that, you've absolutely got something special. And if you're here this year, we know it. Okay, and it's time to find out what that is. If you've done all your training, you've got some skills behind you, and they're not wasted. They are skills you will actually be able to utilise in something that's a little bit more interesting. Maybe not quite within the framework that the old society that we had was, which is still continuing, but will be left behind to a big degree. You can inspire as well those really young ones who just, will be getting a bit lost over the next 10 years. They'll be getting lost because what you have done with the study and everything to get you somewhere, to get a good income, to get a good life, won't be as an important focus anymore. Things will have changed a little bit by then. So you have, you're kind of like you merge the old and the new together by doing your passion, your preference, your following your motivations, your feelings. So you are very valuable. And you must find yourself as well. Find out what works for you, how it works for you. Be brave and actually try a couple of ideas and decide that they may fail, because we have to fail, people. We have to fail. You have to fail to actually get up and succeed finally. I was just looking at something the other day actually, and it was about a Miss US candidate. She was in a supermarket. She was working in a supermarket, and there was a white woman. She was coloured, and there was a white woman staring at her. She had blonde hair, and she just kept staring at her, and she was really annoyed about this woman. And the woman came over and talked to her and just asked her a whole lot of questions which annoyed her more, like how long have you been in America, do you have children, do you have a husband or a partner? And at the end of the conversation, she was told by this woman that she could see that she could be a potential US beauty queen, pageant queen. And so she didn't just fail the first time, she failed the second time. She didn't just fail the third and the fourth time, she failed the sixth time. And she was going to give up. she was told to give up by everybody. It was all, not ever going to happen. She found out that the lady that she'd met in the supermarket who got her into it, who had so much faith in her and said that she could see big things for her and that she could absolutely see her as, a beauty queen, she found out that she had died. And so that kind of made her do it one more time. And guess what? She won. So never give up. And it's understandable if you've failed many times. It's easy. But if it's something that you really want to do, don't stop. Don't stop. And it just makes you stronger every time. You learn more every time about what you could do better or different, or just more about yourself, because yourself is really important, especially this month. So the 50s, the 40s and the 50s age group. You've been busy with life and families and all kinds of things for the most part, for most of you. And in some ways you've kind of been so immersed in it, you don't actually understand and know who you are as an individual. So there becomes a little bit of a sort of a soul-searching aspect of things. You are valuable on the planet. You're kind of got a wiser perspective. The oldies like us also have a real, and the older than me ones have a real valuable contribution to make to the new world. And I'd love it if you could go and see your old people, talk to them, ask them about their stories, but more about their philosophies on living and their approach to this or that problem. They just have so much, and it's all going to be gone. When they're gone, it's gone. And then it's just us lot left, us oldies. And we have been taught all of those valuable things about kindness and caring and what's really important about looking after each other in the world. And, that's what we're here for, to share our wisdoms, our experiences, to help all of the ones coming behind us, the younger ones, to actually be able to deal with life better, to have a perspective that helps them understand why things are the way they are. So that includes you. Now what I'm going to do is, I'll just do this now. We're going to look at January as a month. Okay, now every day in January has a specific purpose. I was told to tell you, please, you that's watching this, on the 30th of January, write down what last year was like for you, what you discovered about life and yourself last year, and write a letter to yourself. This is for future. They said a letter. You can do that on however you want to do that. But they said letter. And if I haven't remembered to include everything that I was given this morning, I will try and remember that, because it was important about you writing to yourself, a letter to yourself about yourself. You can even include your known abilities and talents and gifts, and these aren't extraordinary. It's but what are you drawn to doing? Do you just really care about people? Do you just want to help people? That was my thing. I just wanted to help people in any way I possibly could, and that has been from the time I was the smallest person on the planet. So on that note, we will go into what the cards have to say for January 2021. There are some exciting things ahead, people. This year you might just go, yeah, what? Because there's a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new, and it's all a bit mixed up. You do have, and we've said this before, you have a choice whether you stay with doing what you were doing, or whether you figure out whether it works for you or not and look at what else can be included in your life. Okay, January 2021. So what's coming up for you? So this is a really, really good time to start looking at what traps you in your life. And sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's obligations and restrictions of work, or family, or religion, or whatever, sorry, I have to say this, whatever base man-made structure is not working for you. To look at it and to challenge it, because it is simply that you are attached to it and that is holding you back. So please look at what is actually holding you back in your life. Again, we've got stars. So with the stars last year, it was because of the conjunctions that we actually had that were like massive. That was the second massive change for the year. Oh, plus the end of the 200-year cycle. So there's something still happening up in the stars that's influencing your moods, your feelings, your attitudes, your motivations, and everything else. Also look at your personal habits. What is working for you personally? If you have habits, that's not a problem if you know how they work for you. Because coffee, for instance, that helps you to chill, it helps you to relax. It's like a switch that you sit down and then you're switched off from your work. So some habits aren't bad, but if they are making you feel a bit sick or a bit headachy, then, you know, that's when you start to alter things. So that's the first one for this month. We're just doing this month, remember, for you. So next for you would be somebody just said enterprise. So if there's any idea that you had of doing something in any kind of enterprising way, so to me enterprise would be like maybe a little bit in doing something for yourself, something from home, something that you could do that gives you a little bit of income. These things are going to become more important over the next 10 to 20 years, just so you know. So we have again that we've switched over from 2020 to 2021. So this is the power month, of course, because this is personal to you. And whatever plans you made for yourself in November, revisit those, especially today. This is the 12th. So today, on the 12th, if you haven't, and by the time you see this, I'm not sure, but it's a good time to revisit anything that you have already decided on, everything that you have experienced in the past. So we have the change card again, and it just means that real positive changes can be made in your life in practical ways just by you doing something new, different, or I don't know, spontaneous. It's that feel the fear and do it anyway kind of time. Now, I just wanted to say, because we had something about the birds needing water, and there was a TV program where they were actually giving birds water. So it wasn't necessarily because our summer was going to be hot like I thought, but then we don't know. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes I get it for the world, sometimes I get it for you personally. This is for you personally. So make changes. Make the change. Be brave. Make the change. It can be quite tough to change a pattern, to stop doing something that has given you some kind of break, reprieve, happiness, anything like that. This is the power month that you can actually change and replace it with something else. Now, just look around. It doesn't have to be a quick switch. You think about it this month and it can happen maybe in November. Now, for any of you who have had a religious upbringing, you're being asked to look deeply into what you gained from it, what it gave you. If you have a faith in a higher being and you rely on that faith and that higher being, and you trust and you ask for help, that's perfect. If you have no religious or spiritual idea about anything, please Google. Please just explore, look at different religions, look at the, the essence of spirituality. This is an important component, actually, to include in your life this year. The sense that there is a higher power, a higher being. And I've had people who have actually connected more with the fact that, okay, so they might be the battery, but there's a power station. And the power station is there to charge up the battery of you whenever you need it. So whatever association you can have, give it a go. Try and see what is your idea around spirituality, but challenge, please, it says, challenge the conventional systems that you were brought up with, that you have been living up until now. Challenge them by thinking that there is something less conventional, perhaps a little bit more, I'll just say weird, that's always been considered weird, like stuff we do in the psychic spiritual side of things. If you have any kind of place in yourself that seems empty, that is what you need to do to fill it up. If you are empty inside, you are needing something that things can't give you. You are needing a little bit of something to hold on to. And that something to hold on to is that there is more of a reason that you are on the planet. There are bigger reasons than what we know. We only know such a little bit. And I say this to people all the time. We have two sides of our brain. We use like that much of our brain. What's the rest of it for? It means there's lots more for us to know, learn and discover and explore. So on that note, beautiful people, wonderful beings, enlightened souls, take care. If you want and need to contact me, 027 4166 545 for a reading or a session. Namaste.